Alright, Shalom, double honors to the apostle GMS. Honestly, brothers, I've been pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, I just seen this article online, man. Really, furthermore, I saw it on Sky News. Alright, and this goes to show you what's happening to this man's kingdom. Alright, and I'm gonna read it in a second, but you can see it for yourself. Alright, dude had his car up there in the street, man. The Lord had it to where, man, the whole thing just fell into the ground, all right? And that's symbolic of what things are to come and to follow, right? The ultimate destruction of your kingdom and the uplifting of Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. The establishment, right, of the kingdom of the Most High, right, as is prescribed in Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse, okay? So this is an example of things that are coming to pass, man. As an example, see, it ain't just gonna be the missile that's gonna be popping off, man. You're gonna get a financial collapse that's gonna come into play, and they might use that as the as the means, right, to cause that the race riots and so on and so forth as a means to implement their martial law, and hence pursuant to the scriptures and contrary to what IUIC people, IUIC coon brews, right, believe, right, the implementing of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, all right, because the scripture prescribes it to it. The scripture shows you clearly the mark of the beast is going to be the RFID chip, namely it's going to be implanted within the skin, hence the name, hence the description of the word, or hence the etymology of the word, right? Correct, okay, right. And when you go into the law as well, what does the law tell you? You ain't supposed to be making no incisions. So see, you're gonna see that there's a big difference between, you know, the guys that you go out there that are winging it, and the guys that are really down for this truth, right? Because the people that are really down for this truth, they search the littlest bit. See, the scripture says you gotta endure, right? And also says you gotta give diligence, man. Right? Giving diligence doesn't mean you read it verbatim and you take it for the surface, for its surface value, man. This thing is deeper than that. But the scripture also says, right, on the flip side of the coin, scripture also says, right, that to them, right, that are open, that whose minds or whose eyes are open to this truth, it's gonna be an easy thing, man, right? But to the wicked, it's gonna be a grievous thing, right? Which is a beautiful thing that goes to show you the Most High deals with an election, right? It deals with a governing body of people, right? And he ain't dealing with a regular, you know, your regular Negro, man. He ain't dealing with your regular black, so-called, you know, I'm using Esau's words, but let me use, you know, terms pertaining to this truth. He ain't using your regular Negro, your regular Hispanic, and so on and so forth, Native American, really all the jakes dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? He's gonna be using the elect, man. Right? And that's why we get Haushai when he's on the scene. Right? When you read the book of John 17:9, he says, "I pray for them." Right? I pray not for the world, but for them thou hast given me. Right? And we use that scripture to prove that the Lord didn't come to save everybody, but on even a deeper level, when he was talking about the world, he wasn't even talking about the heathen, man. Right? He was talking about the world of Israel. So even within the world of Israel, as it says in Romans the 9th chapter, right, not all the Israel of Israel, right, it goes to show you, man, right, there's a different level to this thing, man, right? And you ain't gonna see videos like this on different guys' channel, man, right, showing you and revealing to you, right, what the prophecies are saying. You ain't gonna find that, man. You're gonna find that here, right, name starting off with the elders and right on down, man, because we follow up, we emulate, right? When you have a parent, what do? You emulate what the parent does. Nature tells you that. When you see a lion, right, and then the lion's watching how the mother and the father hunts, and that little lion picks up and mimics what they're doing. See, this is the good way. This is the good path that the Most High set forth the elders for us to follow and emulate, man, and thus obtain perfection, right, through the hell that we're catching, right? All right. And one of the examples of the prophecy coming to pass is this right here, man. Right? That your kingdom is coming to break down. I mean, I'm going to touch on some scriptures in a second, right quick. Alright? But I'm going to read this in a second. But you can see your kingdom's out here, man. See, hey, this shit like this ain't going to happen in our kingdom, man. You ain't going to have, right, a chariot. And really, this was like a patrol. So you ain't gonna need guards. But let's say, for example's sake, you ain't gonna have guards rolling up on a couple of horses and they fall into the ground, man. That's an indication, right, of further things to come. All right. So it says Sheridan sinkhole swallows police SUV on patrol, injuring officer. This happened out there in Colorado, right? It says a sinkhole in Sheridan swallowed a police SUV early this Friday. So this article is about 8 hours old. I had to merge it with another article I prepared earlier on the week, right? Because ultimately this is gonna be a destruction. But this came out like 8 hours ago, and I came home, right? And I switched on the telly, right? And it was right there, and I was like, "Bam! Look, man, that's beautiful." Right? I gotta do a video on that, man. All right. So I've merged the two, right? But ultimately, your destruction gonna come by way of you being as arrogant as you are, right? And exactly what the scripture says: arrogancy, right? Pride is it goes before a fall. So you really think you can take the Russians, right? And the Russians really think they can take you. But what you're gonna find out is neither you can take each other, because you're all gonna destroy yourselves. Because when the Lord really, when the script, what does the scripture say? The scripture says, "If Satan's house be divided against itself, how shall he stand?" So the fact that you're all Edomites and you're divided up against it yourselves, right, goes to show you they're gonna be destroyed, right? Your kingdom, right, on the surface of it is being destroyed. Underneath the surface is even on a higher level of being destroyed, man. Right. See, when you read the intricacies of the financial market, you find there's all kind of turbulence that's happening out there, indicating that we're in the precipice of this kingdom being destroyed, man. We see war games. War games ain't nothing but this kingdom getting ready to be destroyed, man. Right, and we bang on about it, but guess what, man? What does the scripture say? You're gonna hasten the day, and when you hasten the day, things like this become more, of good news, man. Drink worthy, so you can understand. These things become drink worthy, man. See, I could take a drink to that, man. Right? And really, this dude should have dropped dead in that, man. Right? But the Most High probably saved him for the missiles, man. Unless he be a Jake or some shit. Right? Just saved him for some greater torch. Okay? But the fear of the Most High is gonna be in that dude, alright? And that's gonna happen to a lot of you people out there. It might not be the same story, but you're gonna get the fear of the Lord in you, man. It's gonna happen to you, Nick. It's gonna happen to you, all of these guys that come up on the comic books talking their madness, man. It's gonna happen to you, man. And in that moment, that's when you're gonna remember the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. See, the Most High knows how to put fear in them. Okay? Right? The Lord knows, right, what a man fears, and he knows how to play on that fear, alright? Right? He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that to a lot of you guys out there. All right. So I'm gonna just read a little bit of this, get into the scripture, and get into the next topic, right, or the next article. Really, it's the same topic, man. It's the destruction of your kingdom. Okay. Right. It says the hole opened up about. Well, it says the road under the vertical collapse 15 feet deep, man. Right. When you take a look at the image, man, that's pretty deep, man. Say you dropped in there, how will you feel, man? But you can be like, damn, that's a terrible demonic ass power, man. That let this happen. Okay? And that's the same power we speak of, man. That's the same power that's got us in fear pushing this word, right? Because the scripture speaks of the folly that comes with the foolishness of prophecy, man. We're out there in the cold, in the rain, whatever, man. Whatever, in season, out of season. Right? Why? Because the Most High wants it that way, man. He wants it that way. That's the only reason, man. Alright, but hey, when you go into the intricacies of it, you find out, man, people really wake up when they hear the truth being pushed, right, by an individual that's steadfast for what he stands for. How much more so can you be steadfast than go out there diligently in season and out of season? Alright? Excuse me. It says the hole opened up at 2:15 a.m. and it says near the intersection of the West Oxford Avenue, Nassau's Court, right, where officers and the police were patrolling. And that's it. I ain't gonna get all up into that, man. You can see that, man. That's beautiful. All right, that's drink worthy, man. All right. So this is the Book of Psalms, the 49th chapter, and I wanted to go to this verse, all right, because you got the regular Edomite. This is how the regular Edomite thinks. Okay. It says Psalms 49 and 11. It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. See, when you see this, man, you don't think, man, shit, I'm gonna, this road is gonna be here forever. When you see that, you're like, damn, we really are falling, man. We really are crumbling. Okay, all right. It says the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. All right, and their dwelling places to all generations. This is part of your dwelling places, right? Quite the contrary. Okay, it says dwelling shall to all generations, they shall call their land after their own name. right? But what we know through the scriptures is that their kingdom is going to be destroyed. Now we can read that in the book of Malachi, the first chapter, and I'll start from the third. I'll start from the second verse. It says, "I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, when hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Right, saith the Lord, yeah, I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and I laid his mountains and his heritage for the waste of the dragons of the wilderness." Now this is almost like a quote, because we're gonna find out about the scriptures is people are quoting each other, man. Alright? And that's exactly what we're doing. We're quoting, when we speak, right, when we speak, like the scripture says, what manner of persons ought ye ought to be speaking in holy conversation. When we're speaking, man, and we're conversating amongst brothers, right? For the most part, we're just quoting scriptures all the time, man. All right, and that's just an example of that, because this is quoting what it speaks about in the book of I think it's Second Ezra, maybe the 6th chapter, but it's definitely in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, right at the bottom, the last 2 verses, man. It talks about Esau, right? His whole really America. When America is destroyed, it ain't gonna be inhabited evermore. It's gonna be left as a monument and as an example what happens when you fuck with the Most High, man. When you touch the anointed of the Most High. Thus say Zechariah, the 2nd chapter, on the 8th verse, I believe, when it talks about the apple of the Most High's eye, right? He that touches, if you touches the apple of the Most High's eye, something to that effect, man. Right? And when you go to Zechariah, the 14th chapter, on the 12th verse, it tells you, man, this is the punishment that shall befall all them that touch Israel, man. Right? What's going to happen to them, man? They're going to get their asses whooped, man. They can get fucked up, man. Right? By way of those nuclear missiles, man. Look, man, the scripture says, the men, your mighty men, your gym-bound dudes, man, they're going to be as weak as a woman in travail, man. They're going to be crying like as if they're pregnant, man. That's how much, hey, you're going to find out a lot of these dudes, right? A lot of these dudes ain't tough, man. A lot of these dudes ain't tough. See, the tough guys really are them quiet ones, man. But stay steadfast to their course, man. And that's GMS, man. Cause hey, we're loud on the camp day, but you catch one of us during the week, man, who's quiet as a church mouse, man. Doesn't the scripture say, "Be as harmless as a dove," right? Be as wise as a serpent, but as harmless as a dove. All right, and that's what you're gonna find out, man. We're steadfast to our purpose, man. And what is our purpose, right? On a day-to-day basis, to learn this truth and push this truth, man. All right, because that's the whole duty of man. Because that's what it said. That's what it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, right? I digress. This is the 4th verse. It says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call in the border of wickedness." The wickedness, right? Because wherever you go, you spread wickedness, man. You are the wicked, man. All right. Time you Edomites accept that you are the wicked, man. And you know it deep down, man. Don't try to fight it, right? That's who you are, man. Don't fight it. Don't fight your nature, man. That's who you are, man. You are the wicked, man. There is no bone of goodness within you, man. No, even your good bones are wicked, man. All of them, man. All right. So all of you Edomites out there, man, stop pretending, man. Be who you are, man. Okay, right, and that's gonna make it easier for for everybody, man. Realize you're the wicked. You're created to be destroyed, right? Embrace that, right? So Jake can be roused up and we can get the fuck up out of here, man. Right? Because it's all of this, and that's how you know Esau's just a punk, man. All of this lying and pretending to be something that he's not, man. Let's throw that out the window and just be who you are, Esau, man. Be the devil, man. Okay. Right, it says the border of wickedness and the people against whom the Lord is indignation is forever. Now I picked that scripture because it says there, man, they shall build and now shall throw down, man. And that's part of the Lord fulfilling that, man, throwing it down. But ultimately, right, with all of these war games that you got out here, namely you got in NATO, right, in East Europe, right, 6,000 in Lithuania war games, right, and you got it to where right now it says Lithuania is conducting its biggest military exercise after joining NATO in 2004, right? And we see where Lithuania is situated. Now you got Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania. So it's pretty much on the borders of Russia, not necessarily on the borders of Russia. You know they're in Ukraine and Kiev and all that, right? It's not a great distance, and they're calling this part of Russia as well. Okay, so when you read the article, man, it says, meanwhile, our 200 extra troops are set to arrive the alliance headquarters in Eastern Europe, right, located in Poland. I don't know how to say that word. All right, you can see that, man. I don't know that, man. It says the huge allied presence demonstrate the solidarity with the country for the regions. This major region, Amaltus Laker, who is in charge of the country's land army, said the annual cyber strike military drills began. So, man, they're in them. They stay. I'm not gonna read all of it. You got to all you gotta do is go to RT, right? NATO War Games, you find it. But they're getting ready for war, man. No, it's this jet they got on, this F-15, man. Okay, he ain't got no guns or anything like that. All right, he ain't got multiple missiles. There's 2 sets of nukes, man. And I believe those will be nukes, man, because there will be no purpose for this jet, right? It's gonna be like a multi-million-dollar jet, okay? All right, and she's got 2 bombs. They ain't nuclear, man. So that's spiritual in itself, right there. Okay, so man, you're seeing it, man. You're seeing it. You're seeing this Lord fulfilling His prophecies, man. That which He promised unto Jacob, and all of that, man. Right? You're seeing this man's kingdom getting to be destroyed. Right? That must say double honors to the apostles of GMS. All right, on the she brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.